are you going for the far target? Go for the close target. We got a target right next to us, and he's like, I'm gonna go really far. Where's our bomb carrier going? Oh my god.
Here's your med kit. Go get it.
Come on, man, bring the bomb in here. Hey, you idiot! He just ran past the bomb point! Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Obliteration game mode that was just unlocked in the Battlefield 4 beta. And one of the first rules I quickly learned about Obliteration game mode is that your team is only as good as your bomb carrier. You can have the world's best players trying to defend a bomb carrier, but if he runs out into an open area or a place that just doesn't have any cover, there isn't a lot you can do to necessarily protect them. So having a bomb carrier that has a good sense of direction, good idea about how to move across the map without getting blown up is a big part of winning in this game mode. So the rules for Obliteration are as follows. Each team has 3 bomb points that they have to defend, and they want to destroy the enemy team's bomb points. To destroy their bomb points, you have to pick up a bomb which appears randomly in the center of the map. The vehicle arsenal is very similar to the Conquest version of this map, except that you now get anti-air tanks, which are incredibly powerful. Not only are they great taking out infantry, helicopters, needless to say, they just wreck them instantly, but they can do massive damage to armor, and I was able to actually kill several tanks using nothing but the anti-air tank's main weapon. Now there's some very important things to know about this game mode if you're going to succeed. First of all, you want to pay attention to your screen, because if you pick up the bomb, it's not always that apparent. You will notice some red flashing light around you, which in the heat of combat can get lost, so you want to look on your screen to make sure it says that you have the bomb. That'll tell you that you need to actually get to a bomb location. And you don't want to dilly-dally, because you are basically exposed to the entire enemy team's screen. Once you have the bomb, there's a marker that everybody can see for the entire duration that you own that bomb. So your life expectancy is going to go down drastically. You gotta move, you gotta stay agile, and you have to use your teammates to back you up. There's no way you're going to make it to a bomb site on your own, arm it on your own, and defuse it unless the enemy team is literally just not trying. Now spawning works for the most part like normal, except that each team has a parachute spawn point towards the center of the map. This basically gets you right into the middle of the map, in the thick of the action, very quickly. The drawback to this is that if you are trying to cross over the center of the map with the bomb, you are going to run into a ton of guys parachuting on you. In fact, if you get stuck in the center of the map, you run into heavy resistance, perhaps there's a tank guarding one of the bridges, there's a very unlikely chance that you're going to be able to push beyond that because of the massive quantity of parachuters that are going to be landing on your head. I imagine this plays out differently on other maps, but in Siege of Shanghai, there's really only one way to move across the center of the map unless you have access to a jet ski or one of the amphibious anti-air tanks, in which case you can try and move across the bay, which is again a very exposed area. If there's any attack helicopters up, there's a very unlikely chance that you're actually going to make it across the water. You can also try and use helicopters to fly your way across, and again, having coordinated teamwork is kind of essential to doing well in this game mode. Now one thing that I find almost unfair if used properly in the beginning of this round is that when the Skyscraper is up, players with the bomb can simply take an elevator to the top level of the Skyscraper, jump off, and they can parachute to any bomb location that the enemy team has. So if they see that the enemy team is defending one particularly well, they can just change their flight course and try and land on the other bomb location. Now, of course, they can be shot out of the sky, but I've seen this used to great advantage where players were just simply able to float across onto the bomb points of their choosing. So it might be in your best interest, if you don't have as good of teamwork on your team, to try and take down that Skyscraper, just so you can try and hold them off at the bridge sections of this map, which I can tell you from personal experience is extremely hard to get across. One thing that this game mode does for certain is it provides you intense non-stop action all the time. I hear a lot of people talking about that they like this game mode because it's just so crazy intense all the time and you run into these nutty combat situations. This is in large part due to the fact that everybody goes towards the bomb. Enemy team, attacking team, you want to protect the bomb if you're attacking, you want to destroy the bomb if you're defending. So it's sort of a singular point on the map that draws the entire forces of both teams to that location. So there's going to be a lot of fighting at that location. Infantry fighting, vehicle fighting, you name it, it's going to be there. The other thing that again facilitates non-stop action is having two spawn points that are very close to each other in the center of the map. Parachute spawn points nonetheless, so if you open your parachute when you spawn in, you have a lot of areas that you can glide onto or fly to and get into the action as fast as possible. Now, because this game mode is so new, I fear that in its current state it's kind of a fun bit of chaos, but as soon as people start figuring out good strategies for this game mode, or figure out how to basically troll this game mode, it could cause some problems. One thing that I foresee is just having some players place C4 on bomb locations. That way if an enemy team gets anywhere near one of their bombs, they can simply detonate the C4, killing the planter and giving your team a lot of extra time to get in there and recapture the bomb. The other issue I foresee is having a player who wants to troll your team. If you pick up the bomb in a friendly location, perhaps near one of your bomb sites, because the enemy team was trying to plant it, you killed them, and you pick up the bomb there, you can simply just stay put with that bomb. You don't have to move forward. Your entire team is reliant on you trying to get that bomb to the objective. If you don't take that bomb to the objective, then you're simply just delaying the game, holding your team up. And in fact, it really goes beyond just holding your team up, because if I were to say, take the bomb like I have right now, run right next to one of our friendly bomb sites, and just wait there for the enemy team to eventually invade and kill me, then they have the bomb directly on the site that they need to plant it. It makes it very easy for them. So basically you're giving the individual a lot of power in a game with a lot of players, and if there's any room for trolling, for basically upsetting a lot of people in an online game, you can bet it's going to happen. So I foresee these things becoming an issue in public games. Now, there was mention that Obliteration was being tailored towards the competitive side of Battlefield, so having maybe squads of 5 or 8v8 games, something like that with Obliteration, lots of organization and team tactics. That could be a fun game mode to watch. But simply without the coordination and organization and cooperation of a public game mode, you run into a lot of issues. I was playing with X Factor. He had the bomb on the ground, I had the attack helicopter with an open seat in it, so I come to land to pick him up, and somebody spawns in the gunner seat of the attack helicopter. So instead of being able to pick him up and fly him over to a plant site, now I'm trying to communicate to my gunner that he needs to get out so that the bomb carrier can get in and I can ferry him across, and the communication process took so long to try and get across that we eventually just got shot and killed. So those kind of situations are going to happen a lot in a public game. So it's a very interesting game mode. It has the potential for a lot of fun, a lot of intense chase moments, but it also has the potential for a lot of extremely aggravating moments when you're just reliant on that player who doesn't know what they're doing, or who is intentionally doing the wrong thing just to aggravate the rest of their team. You gotta give DICE credit for really trying to invent a new game mode here. It's very hard to come up with a new style of game mode, and of course Obliteration is really just a combination of different types of game modes together, or modifications of older game modes and that sort of thing. So I think they've come up with a fun little game mode that a lot of people are going to get a little bit of fun out of in terms of taking it too seriously. I don't think it's going to be the premier competitive game mode, and I don't think it's going to be more popular than the traditional Conquest game mode. And that does bring up a question that I'd sort of like to finish off this video with, is would you like to see DICE continue to add new game modes to the Battlefield series, expand the arsenal of game modes that you can pick from, or would you rather them just focus on the core game modes and really just try and polish those up? Personally, I'm not really sure what I think is a smarter development plan, because I love Conquest and Rush, and I'm more than happy to see the devs focus on those game modes a lot. But at the same time, you never know if you're going to strike gold and come up with a new game mode that's going to be even more popular unless you try making it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think on that subject. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.